Ocklawaha, Florida. In 1935, Ocklawaha was the scene of a shootout between federal agents and Ma Barker and her gang. The agents fired 500 bullets into the house, with roughly 250 shots fired in return, according to the after-action report of Special Agent E.J. Conley. The fight ended in the deaths of Ma Barker and her son Fred, the only gang members present at the time. Ocklawaha is a small town on the north shore of Lake Weir, about 10 miles northeast of the villages, advertised as Florida's friendliest hometown. This little Florida village doesn't have golf courses or modern shopping centers like its friendly neighbor, but it does have a lot of murder. Gruesome, bloody murder. I'm Mallery Williams, and this is Bloodshed. Neighbors are speaking out after murder and fire struck their neighborhood. It's something really chilly, said Corey Ball, a neighbor in Ocklawaha. I can't believe it happened. It's like something out of a bad dream. Ball was enjoying some drinks on a late Tuesday night with some friends out on their deck. But they would have never anticipated what they would encounter that night. The guy walks up right to the end of the truck, Ball said. He was walking like Michael Myers in a Halloween movie. He was staring at us, no emotion on his face. It looked like he was staring through Corey, not at Corey, said Brittany Gran, Ball's girlfriend. Deputies later found that man to be 22-year-old Colby LaRue. His pupils were dilated, Ball said. You couldn't see his eyes. Like, oh my God. Ball says LaRue parked his paddle boat at their dock before sneaking up on them. I jumped off the chair and got the golf club and said, "Who are you?" Ball said. And he said, "I'm Colby. I'm just trying to figure out my life." As Ball scared off LaRue, his girlfriend took action. It was very mama bear mode, the girlfriend said. When I saw him, I went running into the house, making sure windows were locked, doors are locked. In my mind, my kids needed to be protected. After LaRue disappeared into the darkness, Ball called law enforcement. Property was cleared, but it wasn't until a few hours later this family would find out just what this man was. I heard a popping noise, and when I heard that, I jumped out of bed. And when I looked outside, all of that over there was on fire. Ball pointed to the house across the lake. The body of LaRue's mother, Angela Limbaugh, was left inside the burning home. A representative from the Marion County Sheriff's Office says, "We got a call from our district office saying a man by the name of Colby LaRue turned himself in, saying he killed his mother. Detectives say LaRue was watching YouTube videos that gave him the impression someone would come harm his mother. So he shot her and burned the house down to keep her from them." Everyone said she was such a kind woman, Ball said about Limbaugh. Very kind to everyone, and it's a shame her son did this to her. It's a whole different type of evil. LaRue was housed in the Marion County Jail after being charged with first-degree murder and arson. No bond permitted. Seth Jackson, 15. Amber Wright, also 15. Two vibrant teens of Ocklawaha, Florida, dating having fun, enjoying the fresh breath of new romance, like most young people do. But something went wrong when Wright began seeing an 18-year-old by the name of Michael Bargo. Seth took to his Facebook page to accuse Wright of cheating, but word on the street was Wright and Bargo were actually dating. Sometime after the post, Jackson received a text message to meet Wright. When he arrived at the meeting place, a group of 5 people, ranging in age from 15 years old to 20, brutally beat Seth and shot him. They then burned his body to dispose of the evidence. Wright, 15, Bargo, 18, Justin Soto, 20, Charlie Eli, 18, and Wright's brother, Kyle Hooper, 16, have all been charged with first-degree murder. Police say Wright and Eli lured Jackson into the home Sunday afternoon after Bargo repeatedly talked about his hatred for Jackson and thought up ways of getting him to the house. 3 young men were waiting for him instead, and they began beating Jackson with wooden objects. Bargo shot Jackson multiple times with a rifle. When Jackson tried to flee, Soto held him down.
Please let me go.
While Bargo continued to shoot. They then put Jackson into a bathtub and tried to break his kneecaps so they could stuff him into a sleeping bag. However, once they noticed Jackson was still alive, they shot him again and again until he was no longer breathing. After successfully stuffing the body into the sleeping bag, they tossed it into a backyard fire pit that had been lit before Jackson arrived. After the grisly murder, the house was cleaned with bleach, and Jackson's ashes were shoveled into paint cans. Jackson's parents reported him missing the following Monday, but police didn't know where he could be until Hooper told his mother about the murder. Wright, Soto, Eli, and Hooper were arrested and admitted to their part in the deadly plot. Bargo, however, was caught in a town an hour and a half away. He had hitched a ride with 37-year-old James Haven, who had helped to dispose of the ashes and was charged as an accessory to murder. Haven is also Wright and Hooper's stepfather.
If you'd like to hear more of these blood-filled stories, as well as further support my channel, well, you can always click on my PayPal link and give me a little extra blood money. Till next time, I'm Mallery Williams, and this was Bloodshed.